Okay, I'm walking over to Zach's. He just got his brand new YT Capra, and today we're gonna unbox it. This is Eric with RideLabs, and today I'm with Zach, and he's going to open his brand new YT Capra. You can see it sitting here in the box. Are you excited, Zach?
I am the most excited I've been in the last riding season.
Well, jump right in.
Let's do this. Welcome to the family. Apparently, Jason did my build, so that's cool. Cable guards, I think, here. That is a huge dork disc. This is just going to be the how to put the bike together. Got all our instructions here. Oh, cool. Okay, so they've included a toolkit. This is new. They didn't used to do this. Giant 8mm, pretty nice shock pump. This isn't bad. And a little torque wrench. It goes up to 10 Newton meters, so that should be plenty. We got a bunch of user manuals, reflectors that we can donate to Goodwill. These look like spare parts to the dropper, spare parts to the headset. Oh, this is kind of nice. At least in the US, the fork did come with RockShox bottomless tokens. I know some people haven't gotten these with their lower end models. I hope everybody else got those. Let's get to the good stuff. Okay. Okay, so we got some wheels. Those are fantastic. Let's just admire how huge and beautiful this E13 cassette is. The other thing that's striking me is how huge the brake rotors look on these 27.5 wheels. 203mm disc on this front wheel is just like a dinner plate of a brake disc. Oh, I lied. It is a centerline 200, but that's still huge. Rim dimension 584 by 25. So they did come with the 25. I was hoping for 30. I really like a wide rim. But 25, I think for the purposes of this bike, probably a stronger rim. I don't know, what are you guys thinking? So far, so good?
Yeah, this looks sick. Starting to see the beauty of this bike hiding underneath all the wrapping.
They've moved to SDG. And I gotta say, I'm thinking this seat looks great. Wow, I mean, talk about attention to detail. We even have a little scratch and prevention cover for the derailleur hanger. A little piece of tubing that goes over it. Rear axle cover off.
Okay, let's talk about the build kit on this one. You got the SLX drivetrain.
It's got an SLX drivetrain. It's 1x11. The only thing that's not SLX on the drivetrain is the cassette, which is an E13 TRS Plus. The Eagle is 5010, as most people know. The TRS Plus is 46.9. So you have a smaller gear on the end of it. So you actually have a 511% range on the cassette in an 11 speed. Sweet. So the torque wrench has some little drivers in it. It's actually pretty cool.
So what shock is on here?
This is a RockShox Super Delux R. It is the lowest of the RockShox Super Delux lineup. So it doesn't have a climb switch, and it doesn't have compression adjustment. It just comes with a rebound adjust, that's all. Absolutely the longest shock I've ever seen.
S8.
Yeah, there's a Galaxy S8. Just the body of the shock is as long as your phone. And then we've got all this stanchion hanging out here. So yeah, that is one big shock. This is our rebound adjuster. Oh, really? It's really large. It's fantastic.
How much travel does that have? Is that 180?
It's 170 in the back.
Okay, and then 180 fork?
It's 170 stock. Ooh, I found the dropper remote. But the frame will, I talked to the guys at YT, the frame will totally handle up to 180 in the back with no tire clearance issues or leverage issues. Okay, first thing, I am a cable routing Nazi, and this is just, this front brake, that is a freaking, it's a lasso on the front.
So then Sram Breaks.
Yeah, Sram codes. Good old Sram downhill brakes. From what I understand from these guys, they are very, very powerful. Lots of sensitivity, lots of power on hand. These aren't the upgraded RSC version, but in terms of actual master cylinder capacity and caliper design, they're the same brake. So the RSC version, the fancy one, that'll give you better adjustability a little bit, but you're not actually going to get anything better in terms of modulation. The RSC, you can see this detent here in the master cylinder. That is where you would get a bite point adjustment on your RSC brakes for code.
So this comes in a 29 as well.
It does.
Why did you choose the 27.5?
I already have a 29er. That's why. No other reason. This is an out-of-the-box kind of annoyance defect right here. We have some scuffing on the cable routing from this grommet right here. Right there, at the tip of my finger. So that's probably caused by the edge of this metal grommet. This was in here like this. So that tells me that we're probably going to get premature wear on the cable. But I can avoid this right now, so I'm going to wrap some electrical tape around that. Got the second largest bit in this guy. Okay, let's get a wheel on this bad boy. I'll hold on to these guys. These are really useful for roof racks. It's nice they put them in there because that means if your brakes get depressed during the shipping process, that they won't move your pads so close together that you have to reset your pistons and your caliper. So. They did include these really cool little YT cable guides. Got a little logo on them right there. But ultimately, I think that this front brake hose and this dropper cable, they're both going to need to be shortened. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy. I mean, this is just, that's a lot of cable. Does allow for good wraparound. I mean, we get easily...
So you can BMX with it.
Maybe that's the intention. I mean, it is sort of a free ride park bike, so maybe that's the idea, is being able to have a lot of mobility really easily. But for me personally, I'm just looking at that knowing if I have to stare at that all ride, every ride, that it's going to take me like 2 rides before I fix that cable routing. So
you are a little OCD, but hey.
Oh my gosh.
This is great. Comes with a chain guide.
Yeah. That's something I think really cool that YT has done, just on an industry note. Like they're doing a lot of business with E13. I've had nothing but good experiences with E13. Their wheels are supposedly really, really good. I know a lot of other YT owners will be experiencing those, so make sure you share your thoughts. But I think that the chain guides I've had from them before, the bash guards that I've had from them before, great. Everything I've read about this cassette is basically it's awesome. And looking forward to finding out about this dropper. I know there are mixed feelings about it, but I personally prefer a mechanical dropper. I think they're easier to work on, they're cheaper, they are more reliable. I think we have this thing put together.
Yeah.
That's a bike now.
Woohoo.
Woo!
Congratulations on your bike, Zach.
I'm so excited.
This is awesome.
Let's see if we can't do something about that brake rub.
Okay.
This is a really easy thing to fix. If not, I'm sure the brake rub would go away in a ride or two. It was very, very minimal, but I hate it.
So wait, so basically you loosened those 2 bolts and you just spun the tire and kind of jiggled it around
until it stopped, noise.
And then you tighten it back up.
That's it.
Easy.
Yep. I'm going to put these non-color coordinated, beat to crap, scratched and cracked pedals on my brand new bike because it's what I have right now. Yeah, it tightens the direction of the front wheel. 2 ways to remember it. If you're spinning your wrench toward the front wheel over the top, you're tightening the pedal because they spin different directions on each side. Another way to remember it, this is the way I like to remember it, is if you're looking at the drivetrain side, everything tightens clockwise from the drivetrain side. Yeah, I'm really impressed with it. Great out-of-the-box quality. It looks like it came right off the showroom of local bike shop floor once you've got it put together. Everything seems to be good. The shifting, let's check out the shifting. And the shifting is immediately perfect. Packaging was outstanding. You're very unlikely to get a damaged bike. The welds and the finish on this bike, Pictures online don't do it justice. If you were looking at it from afar, you might mistake it to be a carbon frame. The welds are that smooth and clean. I also think that they have a very well thought out spec, delivering performance where you actually want it. They give you a RockShox Deluxe, a Super Deluxe shock, and a Lyrik. They could have gone with cheaper options and given you a Yari or a Monarch Plus or something similar. Instead, they went for high quality suspension. You have a little bit of a lower end on the drivetrain. The SLX shifter and derailleur are definitely entry level for the type of people who are considering this bike. But instead of spending the money on moderate gains in shifting quality itself, they've provided you a state-of-the-art cassette that's going to offer you the best available range on the market. This thing just makes me want to go ride it. Like, that's really cool. So out-of-box experience, if I were a first-time customer, I'm a return customer, if I were a first-time customer, I would be very, very happy with what I've got in my living room right now. The rail. 33 pounds.
33 pounds, 3 ounces.
Yeah, with pedals.
And tubes.
And tubes. So we're probably going to drop, in the tubes we're probably going to lose typically like 8 to 10 ounces depending on what tubes they have in there. So that'll be good.
Sick.
So we're probably going to get this just around 32 and a half pounds overall.
What is a sick bike?
Dude, I'm really amazed at how it's like, for a 170 mil bike, you would never know.